Hello everyone, welcome to this morning class, a revision of RC CAT 2020. My name is Anupam. Please download and install Unacademy App. Just a moment, let me see if I'm coming all right on the video front. Yeah, it's coming all right. So please subscribe to Unacademy. Unacademy subscription, I think it offers you amazing benefits. It is, you have so many mock tests, topic wise tests, sectional tests that you can take. There are plus courses, there are doubt solving classes. So it's, I think it's the most amazing investment that you can have into your you can do into your future. There are no cost EMI. Use the code Saxena Live to get 10% discount. The 24-month subscription, which is most ideal for the people who are writing CAT next year, will come down to 18,900. And the people who are writing CAT this year, 6 months plan makes more sense. It will come down to 14,000 for 6 months. Yep. So let's start reading this very RC. This year alone, more than 86,000 stores could close, according to industry estimates. Many of them brand name anchor outlets that real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote. So this particular RC, so we've discussed a number of times how to manage RCs. So RCs the story which we have understood this far, so many days of research that we have done, it boils down to a couple of basic things. Understanding the key points in the passage, or one more thing which you can do apart from this, or you can do it along with this, to understand the primary purpose of every couple of lines that you read. Other tricks which we've used it: read a paragraph, try and solve some questions. Read half of the RC, try and solve some questions. One more technique: um, read if when you're looking at the options, couple of if you read first option, if you think that the first option is correct, don't go to second, third, or fourth option. If you read first, second, third option and you come to, and you think that 1, 2, 3 are incorrect, then fourth one is naturally the right option, and you mark it and you move ahead. So I think in this way you can manage the entire story here. So yeah, let's it says that so purpose of these couple of lines is that a lot of stores are closing to inform to sensitize the audience that there's a problem when it comes to the physical stores, because stores are closing in a large number. So it's sort of informing or making people aware of the overall problem, basically. Already there have been 5,300 retail closings this year. Sears Holding, which owns K-Cart, said in March that there is substantial doubt that it can stay in business altogether, and then close 300 stores this year. So far this year, 9 national retail chains have filed for bankruptcy. Now, this entire paragraph is, the purpose of this paragraph is to highlight the great problem in which the retail joints are, the retail industry is now. So it's not only it's not a small problem, it's a big problem which the entire retail industry is going through. Local jobs are a major casualty of what analysts are calling, with only a hint of hyperbole, retail apocalypse. So they are now calling it retail apocalypse, that it's a big issue, and local jobs are also because see, retail mein who works? Retail mein the people work who come from nearby areas. Retail is not a very high paying salary, but it's a stable salary, and people get, people have people work for a couple of hours and they can leave. So it can be done as a part-time also, it can be done as a full-time also, and it doesn't need a lot of skills, or it doesn't need a very exhaustive training or something like that. It needs training, but it doesn't need very exhaustive training, very costly training. It can be people can be taught how to manage whatever articles they're managing, and how to communicate, and how to keep a track of and other things. Since 2002, department stores have lost 448,000 jobs, a 25% decline. But the number of store closures this year is on pace to surpass worst depths of the Great Recession. So they are saying that it's again, till this point itself, it's nothing but they're telling how big the problem in retail is. This is all they're trying to tell here. And comparing, they're comparing all these things, retail apocalypse, hyperbole, and great recession, and whether a company can stay afloat for till next year. So this is the concerns they're raising. The growth of online retailers, meanwhile, have failed to offset the losses, with e-commerce adding only 1,70,000 jobs over past 15 years. Some of the jobs can be found in the massive distribution centers Amazon has opened across the country. Often not too far from the malls the companies helped shutter. So they're saying that the job loss was very high, and the job which are gained because of e-commerce, they are fewer or less as compared to the number of jobs lost. What they're saying also is that the jobs can be found in the massive distribution centers that Amazon has opened across the country. So they're saying that there are a lot of these distribution centers which Amazon has opened across the country, and there these jobs can be found. and these jobs are, and these centers, they're not very far from the retail joints or the retail companies that have been closed, or the malls which had the retail outlets. They are generally situated in the same area, because it happens, right? Because whenever a city is developed, there are clusters of certain kinds of clusters, because a particular area or a group or areas nearby or a locality, it is known for either for business purposes, for mall purposes, for factory, for schools, for colleges, or for simply for people to live in. It's just a residential area. So it is very normal that the Amazon has opened these distribution centers, which are not very far from the malls which it helped close down. Let's try to solve some questions if we can. Central idea questions we cannot solve because we haven't read the entire passage. Oh. Why does author say in paragraph 2 that massive distribution centers Amazon has opened across country, often not too far from the malls the company helped shutter? No, I have on purpose I have highlighted the answers because I wanted you to reason it out with me. It says, why does author say in paragraph 2 the massive distribution center has opened across the country, often not too far from the malls the company helped shutter? So what they're trying to say here, that so it is doing what? It is highlighting the irony of the situation. So if you read other options, to indicate the shopping habits of American middle class have changed. This was never mentioned. To show Amazon is bringing brands go online. This was also never mentioned. To indicate malls and distribution centers are located in the same area. So why would the author So why would the author mention that massive distribution centers are not very far from the malls the company helped shutter? When they say company helped shutter, the tone here, the usage here, it is not a normal usage. It is trying to have a deeper meaning. It is trying to take out this meaning that this is the irony that the stores which were closed, the malls which were closed, not very far from them, the Amazons has built its distribution centers. In paragraph 1, the phrase real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote suggests that real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote. When they say real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote, this means that there was a time there was a time when the brand, these stores which are closing, they were so profitable, they were so bringing so much of footfall that the real estate developers who used to, so malls are made by real estate companies, and these brand Levi's and all these amazing brands which you like to wear, Woodland and Levi's and whatnot, they come and they take these stores over rent or lease, or they even purchase them, whatever the business case may be. So it is so important that so this is where the crux it comes down to, that that those stores which were brand name anchor outlets, and real estate developers wanted them to come and set up their stores in the malls. These, they are now closing, so they are no longer pursuing them, and they are actually the entire system is in a mess. So this is what it's trying to say. It says that real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to court. So when you say to court, it doesn't mean so when you say when you court means when you try to convince somebody to do something. When you sort of pursue somebody, when you go after somebody to convince them to do something, basically. And so use a word. So this is, but they are no longer doing it. So answer is no longer pursue the brand name anchor outlets. They are no longer doing that. The section was closed. Were eager to get brand name anchor outlets to set up shop in their malls, but one more thing is that it may not happen in a mall. It can happen in a shopping complex. It can happen in a real estate complex structure where people come to stay. Hi, Dev Mishra. Hi, good morning. So this is, and what they are, ये भी देखो ना, यहाँ पे they're saying that suggest that. What is the meaning here? What they're trying to convey here? So what they're trying to convey that the real estate developers, that they are no longer pursuing. No, once stumbled upon. So they're saying that now they are not pursuing these brand name anchor outlets. But those are workplaces, they're not gathering places. So what they're saying about whom? About the massive distribution centers. The mall is both. So they're saying that mall is both a workplace and it's also a gathering place. And in 61 years, since the first enclosed one opened in suburban Minneapolis, the shopping mall has been where a huge swath of middle class America went for more than shopping. So they are saying that Americans have been there for more than shopping. So it was something which was more than shopping. It was home of first jobs and blind dates, the place for family photographs, ear piercing, where gods and grandmothers would somehow walk through the same doors and find something they all like. So they are saying that now what is the purpose of these lines? The purpose of these lines is to highlight that shopping malls were not only just meant for the business purpose of coming and buying something of a shopping, but it was serving as a place where people did other things apart from that. There was some activity, there was some other things that people used to work there, people used to gather there, they used to get photographs. Okay? And people from all walks of life, people from all socio-cultural and age groups, they used to come there and used to find something for them. Sure, the food was lousy for you, and oceans of parking lots encouraged car-heavy development, something now scorned by contemporary planners. But for better or for worse, the mall has been America's public square for last 60 years. So they are saying that this is America's public square for last 60 years. That it has been the place where people used to gather. So in this particular paragraph, they are again trying to emphasize that what were the additional things apart from apart from shopping that people did there, right? And what was the meaning, or what role did shopping malls play? Did the malls play in the lives of middle class American? Think of your mall, or think of the one you went to as a kid. Think of the perfume clouds in department stores, fountains splashing below is skylight, and cinnamon wafting from food court. So now what the author is trying to evoke some memory based on his senses. Perfume clouds, a fountain splashing, the cinnamon wafting. As far back as ancient Greece, societies have congregated around a central marketplace. In medieval Europe, they were outside cathedrals. For half of the 20th century and almost 20 years into one of much of America has found their agora on the terrazzo between Orange Julius and Sabaro. Warden Books in Gap. Okay. So what is saying that the same thing what they mentioned here in the earlier paragraph, in the second paragraph also, that it was a more of shopping mall is or has been or is a gathering place where people gathered. And now they were giving some examples as to the memories, and it is also talking about it. It has been throughout the history. People have done that. And agora means open space on terrazzo. Terrazzo is just a flooring solution. It's a kind of a flooring only. It can be used for making the for covering walls also up to a certain limit. So terrazzo is nothing but it has these marble and granite pieces, finer ones, colored ones, and they are mixed with white cement or a paste or something like that, and it's sort of it's used to give the finishing touch to the floor or to the walls. So in our side we call it kaleji. I don't know what you call it here, and it is used to it can be done in many ways. So it is basically, it can be used to make benches, or it can be used to make give the final touch to your finishing touch to the floor. So it looks good if it's properly, if it's furnished, if they run those marble finishing machines over it, then it sort of shines out very, very properly. And they're saying that this open space was found on the terrazzo between Orange Julius. Orange Julius is a beverage company. Sabaro's makes pizza. Warden Books is your bookstore. The Gap is your fashion, and Sunglass Hut and Hot Topic. Hot Topic is again a clothing shop only. It has these popular brands and all, and superhero, their t-shirts you can get at Hot Topic. So this just mention these brands name to give you this feel, okay, these brands where you used to go, these stores where you used to go in a shopping mall, and the places which were between them, this is where you people have sat and you people have spent time. Says that mall was an ecosystem unto itself, a combination of community and commercialism, peddling everything you needed and everything you did not. Magic eye posters, wind catchers, and Air Jordans. But saying that mall was what? Mall was an ecosystem into itself. It was a combination of community and commercialism. It was a place where people got together. They had their parties, or they spent some time with friends, with family, these things. Growing number of Americans, however, did not see the need to go any Macy's at all. Our digital lives are frictionless and ruthlessly efficient. With retail and romance available at a click, malls were designed for leisure, abundance, and ambling. You bought and planned to spend some time. Today, much of that time has been given over to busier lives, like second jobs and apps that let you swipe right instead of hunt for the food court. Mall says Harvard business professor Mr. Leonard were built for patterns of social interactions that increasingly don't exist. So basically, they're talking about these. They're talking about that that now people don't need to go to shopping malls, and there is, it has been taken over by online shopping, and the the usual the idea which we had of uh, is spending time. That idea has of taking some time off and going for a walk and leisure, those things have sort of been they're not being done now, and life is busier, and there's a stress of work, and there are apps as an option to do whatever you were doing. You were going into the shopping mall and we're looking for things. Same things can be bought online, or the clothes can be bought online, and the social interaction that used to happen, that does not exist any longer. The central idea of the passages. So what do you think is the central idea of the passage? The central idea of the passage is that shopping mall, basically the retail industry is under a lot of is facing a lot of issues, and the shopping mall was a place of meeting, it was a place of gathering, and now people don't need such kind of gatherings. Basically, this is what they're trying to say. So closure of malls has affected the economic and social life of middle class America. This was never mentioned. Some jobs have been lost, but saying that the social and economic life has been affected, this was never mentioned. Advantages of malls outweigh their disadvantages. Disadvantages were never mentioned. Malls used to perform a social function that has been lost. They think that malls used to perform a social. So this is the right answer. At center of the passage is that malls used to perform a social function that has been lost. Malls are closing down because people have found alternate ways to shop. Now, this is one of the reasons behind it, but it is not the core idea. Author calls mall ecosystem unto itself. Why it's calling an ecosystem? Because it mentioned here, that it is ecosystem itself, a combination of community and commercialism. So people could meet also, and there was business also happening. People could gather, drink, eat, discuss, talk, party. See, if you look at these kids who are school going or college going teenage kids, they need some space out of their homes where they can be themselves, and restaurants and all were sort of costly options. Very small dhabas weren't amazing. They weren't place where you can take your everybody together, and so malls had this just a burger which you can get in under 100 bucks. A 5 people pool in, and you can get a big bucket from KFC. Okay, and you can have water, and you can use loo, you can use washroom, you can you can wear your nice clothes, and you can come and you can discuss and you can go back. So that is what this was doing. That is what shopping malls were doing. Author calls a mall an ecosystem unto itself because it was a commercial place as well as a gathering place. So people of all ages and all walks of life went there. People could shop as well as eat in one place. This was also incorrect. So so this is correct. They said this, but they said this when they wanted to convey that it was a gathering place, it was a meeting place. Why author was saying it's an ecosystem? So this is a direct database question for which you don't need to use your brains a lot. They have completely mentioned it. It is involved commercialism and community. Gathering place and commercialism. It's all things that were needed as well as those that were not. So it's all things that were needed as well as. This was again was mentioned somewhere, but it is not the right answer. What does author say that mall has been America's public square? So why does author say that mall has been America's public square? So mall has been America's public square. This was mentioned somewhere here. So they're saying that people went there for more than shopping. It was a place where people did things apart from the shopping, and where people of all walks of life could go. And it used to have the social function which malls did when it came to the and what impact it had on the society in the USA. That impact it is talking about. So yes, malls did not bar anybody from entering the place. No, this was not mentioned. Malls were a great place to shop for a huge section of middle class. No, only half the point. In fact, great place to shop was ever mentioned. Malls were a hangout place where family grow close together. Now, this is a very incorrect actually, and also a little narrow also. Hangout place, so it was mentioned people used to gather, but it was also a shopping place. And only talking about families and them growing together, it's a very narrow, and it's a very not a very proper and a broad in a broad sense, the way it has, because friends also met, colleagues might have also met, okay? Neighbors might have also met. Naturally, D is your answer, because like we discussed also that once you find that ABC are incorrect, fourth one is the right answer. Malls were a great place for everyone to gather and interact. Yeah, this is correct. Because you mentioned it, no, here, okay, home of first jobs, blind dates, place for family photographs, ear piercing, goths and grandmothers could somehow walk through the same doors and find what they like. Goth is what? Goths are your people who follow and like gothic music. So there was a certain kind of a makeup which they used to do. It was popular in 80s. It's still popular, I think, but I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. Author describes the perfume clouds in the department stores in order to. So they're saying the author describes perfume clouds in the department stores in order to. So perfume clouds, that term was used in that was term was used because it was sort of said to this perfume clouds term was used to evoke some memories, basically, right? So perfume clouds in the department store, this was used to evoke some memories. It was evoke some thoughts, some evoke memories by painting a picture of malls. Yeah. Basically, try to sort of uh, remind you as to what was like being in a shopping mall back in those days. Sense and sights of mall, no. Emphasizes that all brands were available under one roof. This was never mentioned. Show that mall smelled good because of the various stores in food court. No, this was never mentioned. So yeah, one, you, like we've discussed a lot of times, that you have to analyze the questions also very properly. You cannot just solve the questions. And if you take this question itself, that author describes the perfume clouds and department stores in order to evoke memories by painting a picture of malls, describe smells and sights of malls, emphasize that all brands were available under one roof, show that malls smell good because of the various stores and food courts. Okay, so they're saying, so if say if somebody marked this option key uh, uh, say option number B, that perfume clouds in the department stores in order to do what? So the aim was, let's go and read the actual piece here. Uh, think of a mall, or think of the one which that you went to as a kid. Think of the perfume clouds in the department stores, the fountain splashing below the skylights, and the cinnamon wafting from food court. So this is what is happening. It says think of your mall, or that of your mall, or think of the one you went to as a kid. So think of your own mall or the one where you went as a kid. And now it is trying to highlight. It is trying to remind people कि what all things were happening there. The perfume clouds, you can remember the smell, and the fountain was splashing, and the cinnamon was wafting, and so these thoughts are uh, uh, these things have been mentioned. These terms have been mentioned here to so what happens that our writers use these techniques, these literary techniques, to convey some information, okay, to for a purpose, basically. When they try to argue, when they try to put reasons or logic, the arguments, they are forcing you to think. They want you to believe what they're saying. At times when they mention something about the smell of a place, or some beautiful sights which you saw, or the the touch and the feel and the music, or what you saw, so these factors are going to evoke some memories, and they're going to actually impact at a more emotional level. So if somebody marked that describe the smells in the site of malls, the person is entirely misunderstood, right? Because there's a grammar issue also. The smell and the sights, they are two different things, right? One thing. Second thing is that when a person, why would an author do that? The author would talk about sights and smell if the author is trying to describe something about the aesthetic importance or the aesthetic beauty or certain all olfactory techniques, or certain lighting techniques, or some interior designing techniques which were used by the real estate company that made the shopping malls, or the company which did the interior work in the shopping malls. So when these things were coming up, the author would have used to describe the smell and sights of. What author is trying to do here? The author is trying to argue, trying to make its point at how and why shopping mall was more than just a place where people came for shopping. And this idea has been given properly. This idea has been mentioned properly in the entire passage. All right. Perfume. So if somebody, so it was an inference-based question. Definitely, it was an inference-based question. It was not a direct database question. Inference. Lesson learned was that we did not see the line in the context of the entire passage. We must take notes of every paragraph, understand para-specific purpose and primary idea, and read ideas with correct context. This is correct. If somebody read the entire passage and understood the primary purpose of every paragraph, then answering this question must have been really easy. So in this way, you can analyze the questions and you can get better marks. Unacademy subscription offers you live classes, interact with the educator, live person leaderboard, test series, and live doubt clearing sessions. What I'm saying here is that you see, the thing is that Unacademy subscription is so the plus classes which are which the people, the kids, students who have subscribed, only they get to see. They are live in nature. The UI in which you interact with the educator is very good. You get live classes. So the polls are there and quizzes are there. Test series, like starting with the class. The test series is an amazing thing. It's the most important thing for your preparation, and you also have to analyze the questions, the way you've attempted and how you have attempted, and what mistakes which you've made. Only then your scores will improve. And there should be every fourth class should be your live doubt clearing sessions. So doubt clearing sessions is extremely important that you should be taking part of. Use the code Saxena Live to get 10% discount.